What's up, everybody? This is just a quick sort of recalibration video before the end of this next week when I head back down to Missouri to call it the Redemption Tour to make up for a pretty rough rut week that I had down there, which 90% of it was probably my own fault. So I did a video prior to this. It didn't get a lot of views yet. I'm still figuring out who to hashtag, how to hashtag. Thanking the some people down in Kansas City for helping me out. I had a bow blow up on me, not because of the bow, because of a bad knock, and got the bow back on Monday and was planning on already being back down in Missouri, but today is November 29th, and southern Minnesota through Iowa today is getting just pummeled with 6 to 10-ish plus inches of snow, and then Kansas City, I think tomorrow's freezing rain. So it's going to be a few days before things clear up there. I think theirs turns into snow, I think Monday. So the plan is to rip back down there Thursday, give her another 5-6 days, and see what we can do. So I wanted to show everybody kind of what happens to a cam when a bow explodes. The good news for me is the nock that failed absorbed, really almost everything. The one thing that it didn't absorb was in the cam, and you can kind of see, I'll do my best here to show you, but you can see the angle of these two little cable nodules where the cable wraps around and hooks into it, and you can also see the crookedness of that particular gusset, or whatever you want to call that little support piece. So it actually completely twisted up both of my cams, and you can even see the little bit of a lobe or a hook or a sag in them from where it bent them. And so I think to the naked eye with a string on it, you can't really tell just how bad it is until you really know what you're looking for. And I wouldn't have known what to look for. I probably would have looked for an excuse to put the bow back in the woods and restring it and just go shoot it, in which I was told these would have just folded in half and completely failed. So my local bow shop got me set up, expedited me some cams, and we're up and ready to roll. One of the things I enjoy looking at online, especially when you get a newish bow. Some of us buy last year's model. The new Arc just came out with Mathews, and the new Hoyts are out, and so everybody's into new stuff. But a lot of people, I know for me, I'm kind of a gear junkie, so I enjoy just seeing what other people run and what their setup is. And so I thought really quick today I'd run you through what my bow setup is for anybody shooting a Mathews, whatever it is. Again, I think I'm kind of the anomaly. I'm way off the bell curve with your typical setup, and I shoot the Lift 33. This is a Lift XD 33-inch axle. Last year's bow, I want the upgraded blue and white twist in the string, stone riser, black limb. This particular bow now is 75-pound mod, 32-inch draw. And then when I had the mishap a few weeks ago, 75-pound, I was running a 33-inch draw. And I decided to shorten the draw just a little bit because I feel like I have a little more control. I don't know if that sounds odd to some people or not, but that's what I run for my bow. I run the bee stingers. I run a front 10-inch, a rear 6, a little bit of an angle to it, and then love it or hate it, Everybody's got an opinion, but I run the Garmin Zero. This is the basic one arrow setup, but this is one of the first, I think it's the first generation, and it's made me a better shot. Transparently, when you've got to put the red dot inside of the green dot, it takes all your twist out of your riser. And I did last year run 2 different bows, so I was still shooting a regular sight from Option Archery, which are incredible. I think my plan is, if this ever fails, I'll go back to an Option, just because, why not? But this thing and its range finding capabilities, for me, it's important because it eliminates a step in the aiming process. I shouldn't say the aiming process. It eliminates a step in targeting or acquiring your target process, rather than having, for me, to grab the rangefinder and click. Everything is right here on the button. You click, you hold, the deer comes out, you let go, your pin drops, and your range is good. So since putting the new cams on, I'm shooting just left at 30 yards, about 3 inches. It's just enough to annoy me. And so my goal today, after I get done with this video, is I'm gonna just spend a few minutes and fix that quick before we take off at the end of the week. The other part with my setups, and this is probably the part that I'm the most passionate about, is arrows. And so I run a full length kinetic Pierce Platinum 250. This is a 4mm, 9.8 grains per inch. I've got 2 different, I've got an expandable as well as a fixed blade. This is the Slick Trick Standard, just a 4-blade 100 grain. And I also run the Raptor Trick as an expandable, just depends on my mood. And then my wrap, so I use Whitewater Archery on Amazon. They do a really nice wrap. This is the 7-inch fluorescent camo, and then I run a 4-fletch left helical 3.5 degree flex in it. So build all my own arrows. I did decide, since my nock exploded, to go with a Victory nock and eliminate the lighted nocks. I just think, nothing against lighted nocks, I love them, I wish I could shoot them, but this is the second time I've had nocks explode on me in 6 years. And so I went with a little bit more robust nock from Victory. Something that can handle the poundage and the length and just sort of that amount of force, and not have to worry about anything blowing up on me, right? So it's just a weird thing. I'll probably go back to lighted nocks once I get over it and get some of that confidence back. But when you're hunting and make an attempt at shooting something and you screw it up like that and something explodes with that much force in your hand, you tend to get just well, at least for me, I get a little bit gun shy, and I got to build some confidence back. So crazy what can happen to your cams with something as simple as a nock exploding. Crazy the twist in those. So be careful with that. The other thing, to finish up on the arrow, for anybody wondering, a lot of people ask about arrow setups. 500 and roughly 36 grains, plus or minus 1 or 2 grains per arrow. And then I'm actually shooting a little bit faster at 32 inch than I was at 33, surprisingly. I think the string doesn't coil up as much. You can imagine how much string that is. But at 32 inch, 536 grains, at about 306 feet per second. So I don't run any extra insert up front. It's just 100 grain up front. I mean, with my arrow weight over 530 and my speed over 300, I just don't have to. Again, I'm way off the bell curve, or on the right side of the bell curve, when it comes to what a average sized hunter, if you want to call it that, would shoot. You know, most of them 28, 29, 30 inch draws, a little bit shorter on the arrow. This is a 32 inch, so you can kind of look them up and do the math. And my vanes are tack, so I like the rigidity of the tack vane. And yeah, I like the 4-fletch. In my opinion, it's an opinion, it corrects itself. I just think I get a really nice true flight out of a 4-fletch, so why not? So yeah, that's my bow setup. Mathews Lift XD, 75-pound mod, 32-inch draw, 536 grain, kinetic pierce platinum from Gold Tip Arrow, 4-fletch with a 7-inch wrap, and a fixed kinetic pierce, or a fixed slick trick, sorry, standard broadhead. And it's done really well for me until about 3 weeks ago. So any questions or comments on it, throw it in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you think or what you shoot. And then yeah, rock and roll. Good luck for everybody who's got the back half of the season like myself, and we're still chasing something. So good luck to everybody, and thanks.